Hello, Ganesh. First of all, nice to meet you all. And I am Harika. I hold a bachelor's degree and have 8 years of experience. Throughout my career, I have worked in project management domains like IT, banking, manufacturing, and aerospace. So, as everyone is aware that current market got changed, project management, technical skills, both people are looking for. So that's the reason I have joined the course so that I can upskill my skill, especially in the cloud migration things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And Eunice?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yeah. I am Yunis, and I have about 8 years experience in networking, Cisco, routing and switch, and 1 year in a cloud, AWS. I am here to upskill myself and change my career.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jeffrey, any possibility to share yourself? Actually, Jeffrey in meeting, will not able to speak.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah, he texted. So Jeffrey was saying he's from Washington DC and he has around 20 years of experience and mostly working in system admin and currently working as a PM, project manager. Yeah, yeah, Ganesh, you can go ahead.
Sorry, I was speaking on mute. Okay. Thanks, Erika. Thanks, Vinesh. Thanks, Ganesh. So, hope is my voice clear? Anyone of you?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
And it's
So, let
clear.
me briefly introduce about myself. My name is Ganesh, and I do have 25 years of experience cut across with starting with Windows, VMware, Citrix, storage, backup, database. These are the areas where I have worked as a admin. After that, I have moved as a delivery manager, where I was doing the delivery for especially the Capital One Bank in US, plus UK banks. In addition to that, there are few shipping companies like Merck's and a few uh, maybe I would say that customers related to the medical plus healthcare. I have an experience almost with all the towers. I would say when I'm saying towers, it's all the business tower. And later I have moved as an architect. Then finally, I have created a team who can do a kind of cloud platform. Right now, whatever you are doing or seeing as a Azure Cloud or AWS Cloud or Google Cloud, the same thing. Myself and along with my team, we have built uh, private cloud using VMware product, where the customer themselves they can create a self-service portal. They need not wait for building the service, which will be waiting for more than 30 days time, right? So that way we have created, and later by the time the cloud was booming with respect to maybe Amazon is the first one where they have started parallelly the other clouds, as you know that they started parallelly, right? So now AWS is leading the market. Now what I'm doing is I'm doing the migration plus the agentic AI development. Every year I used to migrate approximately 50,000 servers. Maybe small set of people, or I would say that a small set of customers where they do have 100 servers, to the people where especially the banking customer in US and Canada, always they were having more than 1,000 or 2,000 servers where we had for a migration. So under me there were a team including the project manager, technical team, architect, who will who is doing the discovery, then planning, then building the target environment, and after that doing the migration. Finally, we will give it to the business as usual, or I would say that the run operation, or every company they used to say that the normal operation in a different terminology, right? So this is my profile. Probably, if you have any question before I start with the further details, I can take it up. Okay. Right. So here, actually, this call, I thought of joining this call just to take what is your expectation first, so that I could customize the presentation and the session according to your requirement. One is Harika, you are saying that you are working as a project manager, and Eunice, you also in the technical area, you have 1 year experience in AWS where you are planning to do migration, right? So this is what in a high level I got it. Again, if you are asked, if you are going to tell me that these are the things which is specific for me to what is that, enhance my skill or upgrade my skill, where I can go ahead and move forward in my technical career, right? So if you have any specific requirement, you can feel free to tell in this call so that I can customize the training session accordingly, right? Otherwise, in the migration, there are standard slides, standard way of doing it in a Azure, not Azure, AWS Cloud. Okay, and we can go ahead. But if you have any specific requirement, that would be a really good, Harika and Eunice.
I don't have it, so.
Okay, Harika, anything from you?
Yeah, that means you, as you mentioned, you have migrated so many servers and all, right?
Yeah,
So there might be many issues you might have faced during that phase, in planning
exactly.
phase and all. So
Yeah,
as a project manager, what people expect is what were the challenges you faced, like that people will ask in interview. So
okay.
I'm not from the technical background, but
Hmm.
would like to enhance my skill so that even I'll be confident in expressing. So these are the challenges I have faced. Those kind of things like risk.
Yeah, I always
Yeah, and my planning phase. Sorry, planning phase. How did you plan in case if it is based on the criticality you will be managing, right?
exactly.
So
Okay.
I just want to understand the high level as well as the technical migration steps, what you will be doing going ahead. Those kind, that's what my,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, got it. Maybe to answer, of course, we can see in detail. That is called RAID, right? We used to say that. That's a risk,
Yes, yeah.
issues, and
Dependencies,
dependency, and
assumptions.
yeah, one is assumption, right? So those are the things even I can share end of the session. I can share the template, and even I can walk through as a project manager, right? Where to start. Even there will be a maybe when we are going with the technical session, somewhere I'll share all the documents here as a template, right, in the heading, without having any data, but I can explain so that as a project manager, if you follow this protocol or if you follow this framework, you will not face any kind of issues unless until there are small lingering issues. Remaining all, either there will be an action plan as a project manager, or something problem with the resources, maybe always, though it's been assigned but he is not done in the
Yes,
right time, right? So
exactly. Yeah,
so
right.
these are the two things, and always there is a escalation metrics, and as a project manager, so always what I can ensure end of this session is, as a project manager, even if it is a successful, yes, you'll get an appreciation. Even if there is a small kind of issues or something, then always, as a project manager, it will not point to you. Always then you will have a the artifact saying that this is what the exact issue, right? As a project manager, I have done, and these are the 1 2 3 4 things. And of course, you can have the project management in the red, amber, green status, right? And going through each and every phases, you can highlight to the respective stakeholders as a one-page planner, right? So that is also, it's good that you have highlighted. Otherwise, I'll be going everything I'll be covering with the technical areas only, right? Good. Thank you, Harika.
Yeah.
So yeah, even the same way, Eunice, though you said initially no, but maybe if you have any kind of specific requirement like what Harika has highlighted, that would be good for me to prepare accordingly, Eunice.
Actually, she highlighted everything, so I have nothing to add.
Okay, okay, right. So let me start sharing my system. Ganesh, you before I start, you want to say anything?
Nothing from my end. Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay, so here this is a high level what I want to highlight, at least to ensure that why there is a migration, right? Each and every activities in the IT, there is a rationale behind or there is a value added. Otherwise, the always business will not do any kind of changes, right? So that way, let me start sharing my system. How do I? Maybe can you help me, Ganesh? What should I?
In the bottom, there is an icon, share kind of
Yes, yeah, correct.
from there.
Hello. Yeah. So here.
Because most of the times, like, no, you're using a Teams only, right? So,
Yeah, that's today's the first time I'm using the Zoom. That's why I thought of. Okay, Google Chrome Windows entire screen. Right. Can you able to see my system?
Yes.
Any one of you can confirm?
Yes, we could see
Yes.
as well.
Right. So the migration, why you see the migration, I'm not talking about in this slide, I'm not talking about specifically moving to cloud. I'm talking about why migration. Think that you are a business owner, right, for one of the unit where you need a migration. So that way, the first point is legacy system limitation. The application, whatever is running, okay, even it can be a kind of third party application or it might have been developed by the internal team. Even if it is developed by internal team more than 5 years or 10 years, that person was developed that particular application, he may not be there in the system. Again, touching that one or doing small modification, again it may leads to a small impact of the business. So that way, legacy always changing that one, it is very challenge. Always previously they used to create or they have to hard code the server name or IP address inside the application, right? So that way I would consider one is a legacy of the application, then the performance issue. Okay, as and when, be it any company, right? Mostly every year or at least every 5 years, they are increasing their production or they are increasing their business. Because of that, their end users also getting increased, right? So that way, when you keep increasing the users, always we need to have the application should have one is the scale out. When I'm saying scale out, initially we need to look at scale in. Scale in is something where we can increase the CPU, memory, and RAM. And when it is reached to the maximum level of that hardware, then we cannot do anything. So that scale in will be stopped. So during that time, that scale out is nothing but adding another servers into that particular cluster so that the performance can keep on handling irrespective of the number of the users. So here also always going with such kind of adding scale in, scale out was a challenge. And the next one is a security and concern. Nowadays, you might be hearing that, even we can touch upon the cyber attack. Okay, so that is, or I would say that the ransomware attack. Somewhere we can cover in detail uh, why how would we handle such kind of situation, right? So security concern was the major one nowadays for all the customer, I would say. Okay, any ransomware attack comes, the recent one where the CrowdStrike, the flights were not moving, and many of the company they have lost their business in a crores together or $1 million, I would say that, right? So for such kind of reason, another one. Okay, end of life. When I'm saying end of life, this is for both. Okay, one is a hardware and the software, right? Software, they will say that it's maybe they will say that license product, it will work until this time, or this is the limited features. Coming to the hardware, okay, they will say that each and every server maximum 5 years plus 2 years of extended warranty, right? That is what they will give it. After that, there is a global maybe a recycle policies there almost every country in the world. According to that, okay, the enterprise level companies, they have to discard that particular server or decommission that particular server. So when the application is running on the server, if it is already 4 years 5 years are over, then we cannot make use of it, right? So considering these are the factors where we want to do a migration. So here I'm not talking about specific to AWS migration or Azure migration. We need to migrate, right? That migration, the target environment, it's all based on the customer requirement or customer choice, I would say that. Okay, most of the customer, they will ask the suggestion from the IT manager of within their what is that the business unit, or they will ask their service providers who is providing the service for their business, or they themselves, maybe the senior person also, they may be having a good tie-up with the cloud vendor or hypervised or hypervisor service provider. When I'm saying hypervisor service provider is, one is the top one is a VMware, second one is a Hyper-V, Microsoft Hyper-V, then the Nutanix, then nowadays if you see that like that, even Oracle also they have a hypervisor. The recent one which I come across is Red Hat OpenShift virtualization, where you can have both container as well as the virtual machine, right? So these are the hypervisor where the customer can consider to keep or to move their application as a target environment, or they can choose any one of the cloud vendor or cloud service provider. Right now, according to me, there are more than 50 different cloud vendors are there across the globe. Okay, even India also we do have, US also they do have a lot of vendors who is providing the cloud services, but predominantly are the market leading people are, one is um, AWS, Google, and Azure. These are the three people. Even the Alibaba cloud also it's booming up. Okay, but these are the people who is ruling the world with respect to the cloud uh, service provider, right? So that way, either the target can be the normal hypervisor where they can build within the data center or new data center and move their application to that particular hypervisor, or they can move to any one of the cloud. Okay, is it clear why do we need to do a migration, or do you have any question on this particular slide? Kritika, no, you have to speak, otherwise I don't know where. Hello, is my voice clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
Is clear, right? So at least, do you have any question on this? Why do we need to do migration? Hello.
It's clear.
Maybe.
It's
Okay,
clear.
good. Okay, it's clear, right? Okay, so that's what I
I have
wanted.
a question.
Please be interactive. Okay, if stop me anytime if you need more clarity on any of the message or statement. Okay, right. So this that
I have a
first is,
question.
yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, if you go to the previous slide, so here you have mentioned about all the legacy system, performance issues, security concerns. But so here are we talking about moving to cloud or or just doing a migration to a different platform?
Yeah, I'm talking about only the migration to the target. We are not, you can choose anyone. Either it can be a hypervisor like a VMware, Nutanix, and Microsoft Hyper-V.
Because if we are moving to cloud, then at different reasons, there are a lot of
Yes,
different factors why we are
yes,
considering,
correct. That's what
and
I'm
those are
going to then.
missing here. That's why.
Right. That's what I'm in the next slide.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Why cloud migration? Right. So the first slide talks about only why do we need to do migration, but here the cloud migration, right? So let me talk about the one is the cost efficiency. cost efficiency always compared to the data center or the on-prem infrastructure, they compared to previously, or I would say that compared to the cloud infrastructure, always they starts with one is place where they are choosing power, cooling, network, plus the resources, how many people are need to be deployed, and again they have to monitor, and if there are any kind of issue, then they have to fix it. Plus the hardware, whatever they do have, right? Maybe after 4 years, it will become maybe end of life support. So that way, if you see that the cost wise compared to the on-prem, always the cloud is compared to it's very less, right? That is one. Second one is a pay as you go model, right? So when there are many services, application services, right, called as a SaaS or pay as you go model, right? You can pay only when you are using that particular service. Remaining time, either you can keep it as a shutdown or you can delete it, right? Sometimes when you have maybe just building the sandbox environment, make use of it, and after that you can delete it. The payment will be there only how many hours you have used for that particular services, right? So that is one. Secondly, scalability. When I'm saying scalability, it is a scale up and scale down. I would like to give a small example. Whenever there is a cricket match, right? Always during that particular time, just 1 hour before, not even 1 hour before, at least 5 minutes before, only the people will start accessing that particular video, right? So during that particular time, it required a huge infrastructure on the backend. Of course, it will be running in a container, but that kind of scalability, you can imagine what would be the number of users who will be accessing either through laptop or in a mobile or in any kind of electronic device like TV, right? So during such a short period, right, how quickly we can scale up that infrastructure, right? Is it possible in the will it be possible in the on-prem? I don't think it is very easy. It is possible, but it is not that much easy, right? So that way this cloud is giving scalability. And the next one is a performance and reliability, right? Performance always, whenever, even based on my experience, I never had any kind of poor performance unless until there was a application, specific application, which was a resource hunting, right? Hosted in the customer, maybe the building the VM on top of it, they have hosted the application, which is a heavily occupied the CPU memory and RAM. And again, always it was running, but it was giving little small difference. Then later, immediately we have increased the CPU memory and all of things. So that way, the performance and the reliability also, right? In the cloud, always there are multiple reliable sources are there, or I would say that the services are there. One is the next maybe a region wise we can go it and have it if there are any kind of issues, right? So that way the performance and reliability was always compared to on-prem, it was good. The next one is the security and compliance. If you see that security nowadays, the GDPR for the UK customer, HIPAA and ISO 27000, even the ISO 42000 or something, which is associated with AI related stuff, right? So all this compliance related stuff has been incorporated into the cloud related infrastructure compared to on-prem. On-prem also, the people are maintaining, but always whenever there is an audit, always there was some kind of small findings where either they have to pay penalty or kind of some kind of consequences which is impacting their business, right? So that has been addressed in the cloud infrastructure. And the next one is innovation and agility. If you want to do any kind of innovation, meaning I would say that in this case, innovation is completely new, but I would take small example as an automation. If you want to do any kind of automation, always the services are available very quickly. You can consume that particular service and start creating any kind of innovation. Here I have mentioned AI, machine learning, and big data analysis. These things, if you are going to enable in the on-prem and infrastructure, always it will be taking a lot of time, right? So that way the cloud infrastructure was very helpful. and the maintenance and update. Okay, always the cloud providers maintain their infrastructure. Only thing is we need to update the patch. Again, it's all kind of services what we have agreed with the cloud vendor, or I would say that what kind of subscription we have purchased from the particular cloud vendor, right? So that way the maintenance and update also, it was very easy, and they were taking care of the entire infrastructure, right? So these are the reason why we need to move our workloads or application into the cloud. Okay, any question on this particular slide? Okay, please speak up, and otherwise if you have any question, then let me take it up, or otherwise I'll move on.
Yeah, innovation and agility is newly introduced in this cloud, or else is it before? Because it's mentioned technologies like AI, machine learning, everything. Artificial intelligence has means boom has come nowadays, right?
Correct. So innovation, I would say there are little small thin line differences there with respect to innovation and automation. Everybody is talking the automation is the innovation. Okay, so automation is the one where every time it will do the repeatedly same activities. Okay, that's called an automation. Innovation is something which is new, where it is not available within the company or the outside the company. Outside the company, if it is not there, you can file a patent, right? So that is called innovation. Or even the innovation is not specific to only technology, even the process also you can consider. Maybe I can quote some of the framework. I don't know, you all heard about lean process, the GDF process, global delivery framework, or there are some kind of framework that is related to process. Previously, when we want to do either building one server or getting an approval for getting an access, right, the process always it will be a kind of maybe more than 1 week, right? So these are the frameworks where they found and they got a pattern, and that is also considered as an innovation. So it can be either technology or process wise, you can have innovation. And agility is something like maybe have you, Kritika, can you have you got that innovation part before I talk about agility? Hello. Does that answer your question, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, okay. So agility is something. Let me take any one of your example. You might have done some kind of project work, right? When we are doing the project work, always be it application development and deployment, or building an infrastructure, or hosting an application. It can be anything in related to IT work. There what we will do is we will collect all the prerequisite as a requirement. Then we will go back to the team members or managers to identify the right skill set of people for a development. They will start the development, then they will create some kind of MVP, minimum viable product, and showcase to the stakeholders based on your requirement. This is what we created, right? Again, they will go to the next level, something like that. But agile is the one where you cannot have months together. Every work will be created as a sprint. The sprint is maximum we can have either 2 weeks or 3 weeks, mostly 2 weeks, 14 days, right? In that 14 days, whatever we have to deliver and showcase to the respective stakeholders, and ensure that at least it is meeting the requirement based on the discussion whatever we had, right? So that way, this agile itself, it's a complete framework, right, related to project management. I am talking about only the sprint, but there are so many components which is part of agility, right? Here, coming to this, why I'm associated with this cloud is to achieve the agility, or I would say that to deliver the project according to agile methodology, we need such kind of infrastructure also, right? So that is the reason I have mentioned the cloud. If you need quickly, say for an example, very easy, and for easy understanding, I'll say an example. Okay, right now this particular application, it is reached 85 or 90% of the storage. I need another 20%, 30% of the storage. If it is on the physical infrastructure, we have to send a mail or raise a request. It will go for an approval. After that approval, it will go to change approval board, where they will review the change. Then they will say that okay, you can go out and implement. Then you need to identify the change window. During the change window only, you can implement that particular, what is it, storage allocation for that particular application. Whereas in the cloud, you can maybe within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you can try to add additional storage for your application. So that way you are trying to achieve the agile way of doing the delivery. Okay, so hope I'm making your question very clear and answering
Yes.
it.
Yes,
Right?
sir. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving to the next slide. So here I have mentioned the migration, what all it will be associated, right? First one is a discovery. When I'm saying discovery, I would say that it's a backbone of the complete migration. If we don't do proper discovery, then somewhere the migration may not successful. Even you might have done 99% of the work in an accurate manner, but even if you are not consider one of the port which was not identified during the discovery phase, and if it is not opened after doing the migration, application will not work. Then application team, they will say that they are least bother about the people who is doing the migration. I'm saying about from Israel I faced when I'm doing the migration work. They will say, no, I cannot wait, please revert it back. Okay, so that way, because they are also not saying simply, if they make it down for 1 hour, right, they knows that the business value, what all it's going to be impact, or how many dollar it's going to impact, right? So that way we need to give maybe a very good importance or very much importance for the discovery, right? So we need to collect all the information. Of course, we can see detailed way what are the sources for doing the discovery, right? Then we need to have a plan. When I'm saying plan, based on this particular discovery, right, we need to plan what are the things, so what will be our migration wave, what are the schedules we need to have, right? And the execution path, testing path, right? All those things, it will be created in the plan phase. And the design phase is, here is the place where I would say that the move group, I would say, right? When I'm saying move group, even why do we need to call it as a move group? Why do we need to call it as a maybe a either move group, or some companies they are calling it as a wave group. There is a reason behind it. Why should we call it as a wave, right? We can discuss in detail, right? And next one is a building the target infrastructure. So here we are going to see that in a AWS, right? What are the things we need to build it everywhere, be it any cloud. First one will be a kind of gateway where we need to create it. After that, the remaining services like first IAM, then the gateway, then whatever components are associated with that particular server or an application, right? All those things we need to enable it. And coming to migrate, there are many tools are available. I would say top 5 tools. One is before the AWS coming. The default one, or I would say that in the earlier stage, now it is bought by HP. Zerto is the tool where predominantly it is used for all the virtual servers. That's used for only virtual servers. If there are any kind of physical servers, then that is not the tool. Okay, we need to go for Carbonate or Double Take or some other tool, right? So that way the migration tool was with Zerto. Now the AWS MGN, right, migration tool, right? Previously it was called as SMS. Now it's called MGN, right, where it is having both discovery as well as migration. Previously, when it was having SMS, even this particular tool was not giving detailed information about the application affinity, server affinity, all those things. Always we were using Cloudscape or device 42 outside, and we have taken such kind of input for a planning purpose. But now this particular tool, mostly it's giving the information, hence we can make use of that same MGN in AWS Cloud. Coming to the next phase, it's the decom. Decommission is after completing the migration. They want to decommission the old storage and the servers, right, in the on-prem. And the handover is nothing but it's a kind of proper handover, including training, right? Sometimes the delivery team, they may not be knowing that what is this particular infrastructure, or how do we manage the overall infrastructure, including monitoring everything, right? So such kind of things, and of course whatever the challenge we have experienced during the migration, all those things we need to properly hand over to the delivery team. These are the team who will be a kind of doing day-to-day operations. Okay. Any question on this particular slide?
Yeah, Ganesh,
Yeah.
you mentioned migrate tools you have mentioned, right?
Right.
Will it be same for AWS and Azure? Because I heard about lift and shift method.
Yeah.
Will it be same for AWS also, or else you call it
Okay.
different
Okay.
name, or what is it exactly? Can you please brief?
Yeah. Okay. So when you are think that when you are maybe a customer, if they are going for AWS, right, then I suggest to go ahead and use the AWS migration tool. Okay. The reason is because that particular tool itself, it will be a free of cost for doing a migration. Whereas if you are going to choose some other tool, always they will go for a license, which is additional cost for them,
Okay.
right?
What is the tool name? Like what do you call in AWS?
AWS MGN.
MGN. It is free.
It's free. It is available inside the AWS.
MGN. Okay.
MGN.
Full
Previously, it's called SMS. It is a migration tool. There is no exact expansion of MGN, but it's Azure migration
It is
service.
just a tool, right? MGM, you use it.
Yes.
That's the only one you use, means in case if you are going for free service, that's the only one you use.
Correct. Because see, when the people, it is like this. Then I need to quote another example. Okay. When you are going for, if the customer is deciding Azure Migrate is the free tool where they do have in their cloud.
Okay. Okay.
Similar way, when we are going to for a Google Cloud, they have previously they called it as a strata zone for discovery, and there also they have renamed recently they have renamed that migration tool. So all the cloud vendors, they do have their migration tool. The reason is there was some kind of strategy they have adapted 2 to 3 years before. Before 3 years, always they were going to purchase the Zerto Carbonate if it is a physical service, and remaining all it was they were purchasing the Zerto, right? They were charging about some around $100 per server or something, right? Later, these people, all three cloud vendor, what they were starting with the strategies. Okay, if you are coming to me, you can save your migration cost. I mean, migration tool cost, right? So that is how it is impressed with the customer. Oh, I can save this much cost going for a license of buying migration tool, right? So that way they started. Even now, in Microsoft, they do have some kind of customer based on the volume. They say that for doing the migration, I'll not charge you, but after I'll charge you after you come into moving all the workloads into my cloud. That is a strategy, right? But that may not be applicable for the small customer. When they are going for giving such kind of option to the big customer, say for an example 5,000 servers, later they will get good business considering 5,000 servers, right? So these are the strategy, but I would say migrate. I also suggest always go for the native migration tool. When I'm saying native migration tool, if it is a AWS, MGN, if it is a Google, again there also I'm not getting the exact name, but previously it was called as a Strata Zone, and other recently it has been named with a migration hub or something. Okay, if it is Azure, then it's Azure Migrate tool. Okay, clear? Or any other question?
Yes, that's clear. Thank you.
Okay. Moving to next slide. So these are all migration model refactor. There are 6 or sometimes 7 also they are referring it. Okay, refactor, rehost, replatform, relocate, and retain and retire. So this one again we can have a detailed discussion on this area. And this is another important point where I want to touch upon. Okay, application. See, every infrastructure is been built based on the application requirement. Okay, if there is no application, then there is no infrastructure is needed. So that way, all the infrastructure has been built to fulfill the application requirement. So when we want to do the migration, that is what I told very clearly, that discovery, that is a application discovery, right? The discovery is nothing but on the top application, underneath associated components starts with the server and its capacity, CPU, memory, RAM, and storage. Then associated network components including DNS, DHCP, not DHCP, but at least gateway and other other components. Then storage, what are the storages directly attached to it, or is it a thin storage or thick storage, right? And what is the size? Then does it having any kind of DR setup in the on-prem environment when you are going to migrate? Should we consider for DR site after doing the migration? So all those things we need to consider in a high level. Okay, when you touch any kind of application, say for an example HRMS or HR application, right? When you, if you want to move that particular application to the cloud, okay, you need to take that particular application and you have to consider what all the components are associated. That is called a dependency, right? So it could be kind of uh, starts with users plus servers and all the components of infrastructure. All those things we need to consider, and we need to, that's what even that such kind of Excel sheet also I'll provide during the session, right? So that we need to create it. Then there is an application questionnaire which we need to prepare. Though there is a tool, including the MGN tool or any kind of discovery tool is capable of discovering the application and what kind of ports are used, right, while it is running. Still we need to have a meeting with the line of business owner, LOB, it's called LOB, line of business owner, asking certain questions, that is this application is hosted on the cluster or isolated, right? Maybe 20 to 30 different questions which are mandatory for creating a plan accordingly, right? Including stakeholders for getting an approval, and even before going for a migration, there will be a go no go call 1 day before or 2 days before. Then there will be a T minus plan. When I'm saying T minus plan, it will be a T minus maybe I would say that 7, called 7 weeks previously. Nowadays again that strategy has changed. Instead of 7 weeks, based on the number of application and the size of the application and the complexity of the application, it can be reduced, right? So that's been reduced to 2 to 3 weeks, right? So that way the n minus plan also we need to work it out, and the go no go call, what all we need to discuss 1 day before, right? Last moment they will say that no, tomorrow I have to ship the container, don't add my application into this particular bundle. Okay, remove it, next wave you can add it, right? So these kind of the challenges, yeah, they will say one line, but the challenges for the project manager and the migration team, removing all those servers, right, from the group, and informing the appropriate stakeholders, right? All such kind of challenges will be there in the last moment, right? So with that, this is what I want to give a brief introduction about the overall migration, why we need to go to cloud, and what is a 7R method plus the application journey, how do we need to do it. Even another one is sometimes nowadays I'm seeing the customer where they can migrate, they can containerize that application and put it into container. But this one, being a project manager or migration SME or an architect, always you need to create as a separate business for you, saying that this is a migration, but that converting from normal server to containerization, you should say very boldly saying that that will be additional charge where we want to get a additional business for on that one. Right? If you are a customer, then you can go ahead. But if you are working for a customer and providing as a service, all those things we need to consider as a separate line of business, and you can create a revenue for that. Right? So with that, I am done for today's introduction session. If you have any specific question, then I'll take it up. Ganesh, still are you there?
Yeah, I also have a few questions.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so the first one is like, as you mentioned about the AWS migration, and you said that we'll be using MGN tool. So is there any other tool like Transform that will also be used, or people use it for migrations from on-premises to cloud?
Yes, there are many tools. I would say that the very good tool is nowadays there are so many vendors also available, but I would say the top rated tool is Zerto.
Okay, so during this training, I mean, if we go for training, so what tools we would be using for migration?
Maybe is Ganesh there?
Or what tool you would be covering?
Okay, tool I'll be covering with the MGN only because it's a native tool. I can highlight.
I think Transform also uses MGN in the background. Transform is an AI tool.
Maybe not sure. I heard that one, but I have to be honest with you, I have not used that one. Transform.
Okay. And so the training that you will give in that training, what topics will you be covering? Will it be more of theoretical, or there will be some practicals, moving systems?
Yeah, as per Ganesh guidance, more into theoretical along with some kind of templates. Okay, and the practical, I can help you where you can create your own. What is that? There is a free subscription where you can create it with your ID, and you can learn it for that one. And Ganesh, still are you there? Yeah. Maybe it would be better if we can clarify with him also. That's what he has told me.
Okay. And will you also be covering some case studies, like, I mean, what kind of migrations you have performed, and details about those migrations, so we can also learn from it? What
Case
kind of
study, I can create it. Yeah, maybe that's what even Harika also asked about challenges. Initially,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
So the full details of the project, like, I mean, you can mention about you
complete
did.
end to end. That template, yeah, that will be covered, Jeffrey.
Yeah, like you can say that, like, I mean, you did a project for Capital One and you moved 1,000 systems, and these were all the infrastructure that was included, and the problems and the issues and the tools that you have used.
Correct.
Okay, and is there any way you can provide a list of all the topics that will be covered?
Yes, that's what. Maybe this call I came here just to understand your requirement. That's what I was asking Harika and Ines. Okay, so they both of them, they were saying that maybe if you also can highlight, like, one is a use case which you are asking. Yes, it's possible. Like this, can you highlight what are the things you are expecting from this session, so that I can accordingly I can customize the presentation whatever I going to prepare.
Yeah, Ganesh, I think Jeffrey has mentioned in chat. It's
Sorry, I did not check.
yeah, looking forward to on-premises to cloud migration, VMs, database, and applications. Primarily, VMs are system migration.
Okay, I got it. Yes.
Yes. So my main thing is to understand the practical way of migration, not the theoretical. So not for the certification, for the practical purpose, like how team perform the migration. That is my main purpose to learn, not for the certification. So will you be covering towards the certification side or the practical side of the migration?
It's a fair ask. 1 minute. Let me call Ganesh. Just 1 minute, I think.
Sure, take your time.
Sorry, everyone. I got some important call from other
Okay.
client. Sorry.
Okay, not an issue, Ganesh. Jeffrey, you can go ahead. They are asking about the hands-on experience or the practical session.
Yeah, I was just asking about, I mean, will this training be towards the practical side of migration or the theoretical towards the certification?
It's not like completely practical or completely theoretical. The reason, when we are doing migration, there are like some services that we can use free of cost, that I can select free trial itself. But for the teaching purpose, yes, no, it can show you everything. But if you want to practice, as I told you, like there are like some services that we can do like free of cost, but there are like some services paid. So that we can decide when we start actual classes or actual migration plan. No, me or Mr. Ganesh trainer will let you know like whether we can do a practice or just a theoretical.
Yeah, even paid, I mean, services like, I mean, that we can use for migration, that is also fine. I mean, if it is a really value addition.
Yes, that is fine. But the thing is, we need to estimate, right? How much does this cost, like the servers, services, whatever. We need to estimate, right? So based on that, then yeah, whether it is affordable for you, because see, it's not like not only for you, Jeffrey. Like we have Arika and Yunus as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we need to see check for the everyone. So whether we can able to affordable or not. That no, that I'll speak to like Mr. Ganesh trainer, and no, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
yeah. Even one person can purchase it, and other, I mean, the trainer can use that subscription and show it to everyone. That is also possible. I can purchase it
Yeah,
and
that
share
that
the
that's
information
that's
to
that's,
team. They
that's
can use.
Yeah, that's also fine. That for the training purpose, yes. For the training purpose, if something that kind of it required, what if, for example, let's say like if we can able to purchase the same thing we can use for no, training purpose. For the practice, yeah, you can able to practice, but others, no, they need to go to the recordings.
Okay, and I have two more questions. So one is like, I mean, what will we be covering all the target platforms like, I mean, Azure, AWS, Google, or just AWS or just Azure?
Uh,
And the next question is, can we get a number of hours the training will be for, and the contents, what
yes.
will be covered in it?
Okay. See, as of now, we are targeting for AWS only, AWS Cloud Migration only, because even Harika and Yinas also like no, they're most interested in AWS part itself. So when it comes to the number, it's not like number of hours. I can say it's no the path, the training plan or path or the migration plan. That will let you know. Let me work out with the trainer and I'll let you know what is the plan of action going forward. What is the path we are following, and even we are discussing. I don't know whether you remember. We had a discussion, right? When you select migration, sometime it won't be completed in just 1 hour. It may take like 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours at a time. So in that case, we cannot go in a weekdays, because weekdays everyone is busy. So if there is something like we can discuss, no, small kind of funny topics, just services, those we can discuss in the weekdays. When we do like actual migration, then we need to sit no, lot hours, like at least 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours sometimes. So yeah, let me first just speak to like no, him, and no, I'll let you know the training plan or path. For now, we are not estimating like a number of hours. That again depending on like no, since you are like three, and also there is one more person also may join, so four people. So you may ask like more questions, or you may ask like no, while practicing, if you get any no kind of queries, then you'll be again reaching out to us or me, or even with him. So for now, we'll give you around average number of hours, but let's see going forward how it works.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, just an idea so we can plan accordingly. And plus the timing, when would be the class? So because I'm from a different region, I
Yeah,
would either
actually,
prefer, I mean, late
here,
night.
yeah,
Yeah,
because you're from EST and Harika from IST and Ines from like no, is not is in UK timings, so we need to like work on timings as well. I'm
maybe
thinking,
always keep it after 8 IST. I mean, this is a time whatever we have, right?
yeah, even I thought
That
of
would,
this.
yeah, not before this time.
Yeah, sure. That's
right?
good.
Because we need to consider their availability.
Yes.
Ganesh, can you give some rough estimation, like how long it will take, like theory and practical both? At least one practical we need to practice, or else we will.
Yes, yeah, you are right. And then only you will get more confident on that one.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. At least
right.
one or two if we can perform on our own.
Yeah,
Like we
so
could.
you see, that is I'm supportive. Again, I'll check with Ganesh. That support level, yes, it will be there. But only thing is the infrastructure and the cost associated with it. That is what Ganesh is
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
right. That is a maybe a little challenge. Even see, you can have the subscription on the AWS, but what will be the source? Somewhere we need to take from local to there, right?
Yeah, yes.
Right, where again that infrastructure we need to build up. Then again having a connectivity to the subscription of AWS, right? So that is a place where we need to work it out with the cost involvement. That's what Ganesh is also highlighting it. So I cannot commit in the sense I am saying that yes, I'll support for your practical, but at the same time completing the source to target migration, right? That is a little challenge. We will figure it out, Harika. Maybe
Yeah, but
Ganesh is the right person who can
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
comment
Yes.
on that.
Let me come up with the
In
plan, Harika, first.
okay, sure. In previous batch, how did you manage them?
See, again, as I told you, like when we are discussing Harika last time, it depending on requirement to requirement. So sometimes people used to come up with their own requirement. As I told you before, we did one project for the no, they're asking SAP basis to AWS Cloud Migration. They brought everything, infrastructure and everything. Since they're from one company, they brought everything, right? The same
Oh,
way. For your case, like now we got no 100% idea about your requirement, you Jeffrey and yes. So first, let me go ahead with Ganesh and no let me make a plan. What is the plan of action and what's the path and even what are you asking, right? The practical approach, the infrastructure cost and everything, then I'll let you know. We just need a daytime. Maybe by tomorrow I'll let you know. If everything is fine, we can start from like this weekend itself or Monday maximum.
okay, okay, sure. Please let us know then.
Sure. So if it is
Okay.
Yeah,
course, then no, I
And
can.
the concepts we are going to cover and how much time it is going to take and all. If
Yeah,
you
sure.
can,
That,
yeah,
that,
share
that-
that before.
yeah, that is called the plan, plan and path
Yeah,
for,
sure.
for the
Okay.
migration.
so is it going to be weekdays or weekend actually?
It's not like complete weekdays or complete weekends. I mean, it again, the combination of both. As I told you before, also, no, there are some concepts that we can complete in an hour. So, in that is the case, we can go for weekdays. If we require like more time, for example, when we go for actual migration plan, if we require more timings, then we can use the weekends also. Again, it depending on everyone availability. We'll check. I'll be creating WhatsApp group. Through WhatsApp group, we'll communicate and we'll also like check others timings because everyone is in now different time zone. So we can set a one particular time. So then we can connect. We'll connect through Teams, Microsoft Team. I'll be creating a recurring meeting invite. So through that we can connect. And each and every session will be recorded for your purpose. No, for again, you can go through the recording and you can practice in your home and you can come back for the questions. So you can also post your queries in the WhatsApp group itself if you have no, something need to be done like an urgent basis. Else we can connect in the next session.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
for the timing, can we have two options at least so we can decide which one we
Uh,
all are comfortable with?
See, thing is, I'll tell you, 8 p.m. IST is the best time. What I'm thinking. The reason,
Even 9 also, maybe I am okay for that, Ganesh.
okay, yeah, even
I'm okay for
like,
it because
say
there are people
8 or
are
9, yeah,
uh,
whatever. This time, like I'm saying, like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. whatever. Uh, See, we can't do in the morning, IST mornings. The problem is
yes.
once Eunice is in UK timings, so he cannot connect in the morning because for me, as far as if it is IST morning, then for him it will be like no midnight or early morning, like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. So that we can't do. So this time it suits like 8 p.m. IST or 9 p.m. IST. It works.
Okay, sure. And you said, I mean, there will be recording. So if we cannot join, we can always watch the recording. So.
No, try to join, because this is not not just providing the recordings, because whatever you need to put some efforts, and also you need to understand everything. Records will not give you 100% knowledge, definitely. So let's just try to like extend yourself, like and if possible, like try to take a break from your office, or you can ask them for some permission for just 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever.
So
Let's
will it be 1 hour or 2 hours?
As of now, weekdays we are no planning for 1 hour, and if it is weekends, then yeah, as I told you, like again, depending on the like no concepts and the path or plan. So if required, we can go for like more hours on weekend. But if it is weekdays, it will be 1 hour only.
And weekends, like every weekend, or I mean,
No,
only
no,
some weekend.
it's completely flexible.
It's all let's have flexible kind of situation. Okay.
Because I cannot join on weekends at 8 p.m.
Okay.
Most of the, maybe some weekends.
Yeah, that's
I
what.
play cricket, so I mean, I'm mostly out on the weekends.
We can create a poll in a WhatsApp group. So based on like everyone availability, then we can go for the weekends.
Okay.
It's not like complete weekend. I can say Saturday or Sunday. Any one weekend, either Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so I want to have interactive session. I like it asking more questions. Okay, so rather than just what is it, keeping it silent, I'll ensure that you have whatever you want to achieve it, because this is not a first training for me. I have coached many architect, consultant, even starts from the college fresher to the senior people who is doing, including the project managers. Yes, but project managers I used to create separate plan, not completely technical, but here technical plus the execution, right? So okay, team, with that I'm done.
So any questions for me or for Ganesh?
That's all from my side. Thank you.
And Harika?
No, I'm fine. Yeah.
And Jeffrey?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So let me I'll coordinate with him, and let me come up with a plan. So once we get a plan, then you can ask or you can raise your questions. And also I'll let you know when we can connect the next session. So before connecting the next session, I'll make sure I'll be sharing the migration plan and everything, the technical requirement and software requirements and everything. So if you have any questions or something, you can make a note and you can ask same thing in the no, the next session. Everything is fine, then we can start. Okay, then we don't have
Okay.
questions.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank,
Thank you.
thank you, Ganesh. Thanks for your time. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for joining.
Bye.
Okay.